UFC 287 going down this weekend in Miami. We're going to be breaking down the main card, starting with Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. This is actually a much harder fight than people believe. I definitely thought, this is going to be an easy fight for Raul Rosas Jr. But as I looked a little harder into it, Christian Rodriguez is a really good fighter. He's 8-1, and he is really good at striking. He's got some power that I don't think people realize. And so what I'm thinking is actually going to happen in this fight is I think the first round is actually going to go to Christian Rodriguez. I think there's going to be a lot of striking. I think it's going to be hard for Raul Rosas Jr. to take him down in that first round since Christian Rodriguez will have all of his cardio there. And I think we'll have a pretty good striking bout. Maybe fight in a night worthy, I don't know. But what I believe will happen in the second round is Christian Rodriguez will get tired. Even though I believe he is a great fighter, I think Raul Rosas Jr. is just something special. And this isn't an easy fight for Raul Rosas Jr. He's the rising superstar, but he isn't getting easy fights, which I like. This reminds me of more of a Conor McGregor run where he got Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, harder fights instead of someone like Paddy Pimblett who's getting Jared Gordon, someone that's should be easy, if you know what I'm saying. So I think Raul Rosas Jr. will come into the second round, and I think he will beat Christian Rodriguez by submission in round two. I think Christian Rodriguez will get tired. I do see Raul Rosas Jr. winning either by submission in round two or by decision by winning 2 rounds to 1. I think Christian Rodriguez will win a round. He is a very good fighter. I think their styles do match up really perfectly. But I think Rosas has the advantage in this fight. Moving on, Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Santiago Ponzinibbio is an awesome fighter. But when I watched his last fight, he got hit a lot. And when I say a lot, he was going up someone that he was actually going to go up against Robbie Lawler, and Robbie Lawler dropped out of that fight, and he still got hit a ton. He was literally in training camp for someone that swings, punches, and will land on you, and he wasn't prepared for that. So that really showed me something. And if a random fighter can put something on him, I think Kevin Holland can probably knock him out. Yeah, I think Kevin Holland will probably do a lot of damage in the first round, and I think by then Santiago will be tired, and because he's getting older, I think he'll be tired, and I think Kevin Holland will be able to knock him out. I think we'll see a big knockout, and probably a highlight reel for this event. I think we'll get a lot of finishes this event. I think they've made this card really special, and I'm excited. Then we move on. Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font. I love Rod Font. He's a really, really awesome guy. He just seems like a genuine bloke. Bit boring, but still kind of cool. He obviously lost to Marlon Vera last, and before that Aldo. I think he had a pretty good performance against Aldo, but against Marlon Vera, I thought it showed quite a few holes in his game. But we forget that he versus Cody Garbrandt, he put on something real special with that fight. I was really impressed with that back at, I think it was UFC 268 or something. It was really special. I loved that fight. I thought it really showed how technical Rob Font can be. I think he's going to win this fight. I think he'll be by decision. I don't think Adrian Yanez is top 10 caliber for bantamweight. I think Rob Font probably can be. But we'll have to wait and see. I have this fight very even, but I have it Rob Font winning by decision. I think he'll edge it out because of his cardio, because he's been in 5-round fights for his past 2 main events. I think he'll be able to do this. I think he'll be able to edge it out. Moving on. We go to the co-main event of the evening, Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Now, this fight can go either way. It can either be a submission round 1, Jorge's done. It can be a round 3 decision, Gilbert Burns. Or what I'm leaning towards more is a a Jorge Masvidal KO in round 2 or 3. Now, I know you're thinking, you're like, Jorge's not going to win. He's out of it. I thought that as well. And then I thought about it. And I was like, okay, Gilbert Burns isn't the greatest wrestler. Definitely not to the caliber of a Kobe Covington or a Kamaru Usman. The two fighters that Jorge has gone up against for his last 3 fights, which tells me that he probably has the ability to stump the takedowns. And who's winning on the feet? Gamebred's winning on the feet. Let's be real. And Burns' chin isn't the greatest. We saw it in the Kamaru Usman fight that his chin did get rocked and obviously dropped and finished. I think Jorge Masvidal could take prominence in that, and I think he could capitalize and win that either in the 2nd round or a 3rd round. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal's chin isn't the greatest either, but that was Kamaru Usman. I think Kamaru Usman's power and his way of just springing that on Jorge, because I think it was more of a shock than anything. Kamaru Usman did not show that in his first fight against Jorge, but he did show it in his second. I think it was a much more of a, wow, holy smokes, this guy just pushed me over the limit, and just popped me, which is telling me and leaning me towards a more Jorge Masvidal winning this fight. Yeah, that's a big pick by me, but I'm gonna say Jorge Masvidal KO 3rd round. Moving on to the main event, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya, massive rivalry. Obviously, you can say it's not a rivalry because, Alex Pereira's won the last 3 of their fights, but it's always been close. It's always been a really pick-em fight, and it shows because Adesanya is still the favourite at a -335. That really shows how pick-em this fight is. I have to go with Adesanya because I feel, and I have a feeling this is quite crazy, I know. I have a feeling that it's going to be Adesanya by submission round 3. I know you're thinking, oh, Alex Pereira, he's coached by Glover Teixeira. He's not going to allow him to get, submitted. If anything, Alex Pereira has the better wrestling. I don't think so. I think actually Izzy has the better camp for wrestling. I think City Kickboxing is underrated in their wrestling, and I think Alex Pereira is overrated. His camp is overrated. Glover Teixeira did get submitted in his fight against Yuri Prochazka by Yuri Prochazka, the striker, the counter puncher, not the wrestler, not the submission artist to Yuri Prochazka. No, the knockout artist, Yuri Prochazka. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Alex Pereira is going to have that much confidence on the ground, and I think Izzy could capitalize on that. The main thing is, what I'd say Izzy's main weakness towards getting Alex to the ground is his technique that good that he can't be counterpunched into oblivion and get knocked out straight away by that right or left, or that right hook by Alex Pereira? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he can get past that guard for the first 2 rounds. I think by the 3rd round, I think Alex showed that he was tired in that 3rd round, and I think Izzy could get it done. And that's one of my crazy picks, but I think it could happen. Dare, why not? I think Izzy showed in a press conference that Daniel Cormier was actually his legacy fighter that he's basing his performance off. What did Daniel Cormier do? He sat on a opponent for 25 minutes or tried to submit them. Either one. If you're fat, like Derek Lewis, yeah, he'll submit you. If you're actually tough, like maybe Alexander Gustafsson, it will take a little longer. But yeah, that's all I have for this Miami card. I think it's going to be amazing. I think we're going to have a ton of submissions. The only fight I think will go to decision is probably Adrian Yanez and Rob Font. I think the rest will be either KO or submission. Just to recap, I'm going